The Seed of Shared Sorrows. Long ago, a woman named Kisa Gotamī lived with her young son, Ilan. Ilan was her entire world, a bright spark of joy who filled their small home with laughter. They spent their afternoons in the garden, Kisa lifting Ilan high toward the blossoms of the trees while he squealed with delight. To Kisa, it felt as though this happiness would last forever. But one morning, the laughter stopped. Ilan fell into a deep, heavy sleep from which he would not wake. Kisa Gotamī's heart broke into 1,000 pieces. She could not accept that her beautiful boy was gone. She cradled him in her arms, rocking him gently, convinced that if she could just find the right medicine, he would open his eyes and smile at her once again. Driven by her grief, Kisa carried Ilan through the village streets. She looked down at his small face, but his eyes remained closed, and his skin had turned a pale, waxy gray. His small hands were cold and limp in hers. Despite the absolute stillness of his body, Kisa clutched him tighter, whispering his name into the silent air, refusing to believe that the spark of his life had truly gone out. She stopped at the doorway of her neighbor, Ishani. "Please," she begged, "do you have a medicine for my son? He must wake up." Ishani looked at the lifeless child, and then at Kisa with tearful eyes. "Oh, Kisa," Ishani whispered, "there is no medicine for this. Your heart is heavy, but you must let him rest." Kisa shook her head, refusing to listen, and moved to the next house. Kisa wandered for hours, until she met an elder named Kavi, sitting beneath a large banyan tree. Kavi watched her with wise, calm eyes. "Kisa," he said softly, "there is a great teacher staying in the forest nearby. He understands the mysteries of life and breath. If anyone can help you find what you seek, it is he." For the first time that day, a flicker of hope rose in Kisa's chest. Kisa found the great teacher sitting in a quiet grove. She knelt before him, her voice trembling. "Great teacher, they say you are wise. Give me the medicine that will bring my son back to life." The teacher looked at Kisa with a gaze so full of compassion that she felt her breath catch. He did not turn her away. Instead, he nodded slowly, acknowledging her deep pain. "I can help you," the great teacher said, "but you must bring me a very specific ingredient. I need a single mustard seed." Kisa's eyes widened. That sounded so simple. But the teacher continued, "You must take this seed from a house where no one has ever died. Not a child, not a parent, not a spouse, nor a friend." Kisa stood up quickly. "I will find it," she promised. Kisa went to the first house in the village. A woman named Raya answered the door. "May I have a mustard seed?" Kisa asked. "Of course," Raya replied, handing her a tiny black seed. But when Kisa asked the teacher's question, Raya's face fell. "Alas, Kisa," she sighed, "the living are few, but the dead are many. My grandfather passed away in this house last winter." Kisa thanked her and moved on, leaving the seed behind. At every house, the story was the same. Every family had lost someone they loved. As the sun dipped below the hills, Kisa sat by the river and watched the city lights flicker on and then go out. She realized human lives are like those lights. They flicker for a time and then are extinguished. She finally understood that change was the only constant in this world. Kisa returned to the forest grove. She stood before the great teacher with empty hands. "Did you find the seed?" he asked softly. Kisa bowed low. "I found the truth," she said. "Change comes to everyone, and loss is a path we all walk together." The teacher smiled, for Kisa's heart had finally found the peace that comes with understanding.